What's up, nerds? King Lofty back again with another tutorial. In my last video, I showed you guys how to install WSL2 and configure Ubuntu. In this video, we'll be learning about Kali Linux and how we can get started hacking on Windows without any kind of virtualization software, such as VMware or VirtualBox. So the first thing we're going to want to do after we've installed WSL, the link for that video will be in the description. We're going to come to the Windows Store and we're going to search Kali Linux up in the toolbar. Here it is right here. We're going to get that and it's going to download. Now, for those of you who don't know what Kali Linux is, it's a Linux distribution that's geared mostly towards penetration testing and security auditing. There's a couple hundred tools that are updated regularly with the rolling update, and you also have multiple repositories that you can download other tools from. So this is going to install, and then we're going to do a couple of updates before we get started looking into getting a graphical user interface spun up with this. So my username is going to be KingLofty7 and I think our last password was lick my toes, so we'll just keep that one. Right. Oh, there we go. Start fresh, nice and clean. The first command we're going to run is actually two commands in one. Well, not in one. They're going to run consecutively, but we can run them at the same time from the command line, if that makes sense. So we're going to do sudo apt We're going to do update ampersand sudo apt full upgrade. And of course, with anytime you use sudo super user do, it's going to ask you for your password. Pretty much super user do is just like one instance of super user. If you were to do sudo su, that would give you full super user privileges, but we don't need full privileges for what we're doing. It's actually rather unsafe. It's going to go through and do its thing. So pretty much what's happening right now is we're getting a full distribution upgrade, kind of as if like a Windows upgrade, like you would. And then after this, we're going to run another command that's going to install some hacking tools, because when you download Kali Linux 2020 from the Microsoft Store, it's just a minimal install, right? So you're not getting any kind of hacking tools or like Libre Suite, which is kind of like Microsoft Office if you don't know what if you don't know about Linux. Okay, and that's done. So let's clear out of that, and we'll go ahead and do sudo apt Kali Linux large. Maybe. I think we should probably put install here. There you go. There's all your tools right there. All that. Whew. That's a pretty long list. I mean, you see we cleared it. Oops, we went a little far. Look at all that. Let's see. $14 gigs of additional disk space. Sorry it took my eyes to adjust a little bit. So a part of the way through the installation process, you're going to be hit with this screen. So this one right here is asking for a keyboard layout. So I'm going to go ahead and go with English as my keyboard layout. It's the first option here. And now it's going to ask us if we want to change MAC addresses automatically. This can be helpful with post-exploitation phases like covering your tracks, that sort of thing. So we'll go ahead and select yes. There you go. So this is asking if you want to install Kismet with root privileges. I'm just going to go with yes here, and then here it's going to ask you to specify a user. Even though I'm the only one here using this, I'm just going to specify myself. And this is asking if Wireshark can capture packets with non-super users, so non-root. So I'm going to go ahead and select yes, just so that I don't have to type sudo every time I want to run Wireshark. SSLH, we're going to go ahead and pick standalone, and we're going to let that go ahead and finish out. And it's going to take about an hour to finish this, maybe a little bit longer depending on, you know, any issues we may run into. So we'll be back when that's finished. Thank you. So now what we're looking at here is a full tool install of Kali Linux, but we only have access through a command line. So next thing we want to do is we want to go ahead and install a graphical user interface. For this we're going to use apt install. We're going to do kali-win-kex, and this is what's going to install that graphical user interface, and it's going to take a couple minutes to run through it. So I'm going to cut this part of the video out, and we will come back momentarily. Okay, so once we have Kex installed, we can go ahead and clear out of this, right? And we can open up a Windows command prompt. And we'll close this out. And we're gonna type the WSL command with the T flag, Kali Linux. Boom. So now that's closed off. Come back, open up Kali Linux again. Alright, and so we are going to run the kex command followed by 2 hyphens, win, with another hyphen, and the S flag. That's going to ask us for our password. We'll type that in. Let's verify it. No view only. And it'll take a little bit. It'll spin that up. And boom. Tell me that's not dynamite. Huh? You know what I'm saying, G? Listen. You don't need Power Manager, so you can close it out. Right, so if you click up here in the top left, you'll see that you got all these tools here. But not only that, you also have an Office suite, right? Under cover mode, which is pretty cool, right? You got several different web browsers and mail readers. Visual Studio Code, database browser for SQLite. I mean, there's a lot of cool things to use in here. There's some information gathering tools, right? Nmap, Legion. You should check out latest hacking news. They've got a really awesome post on Legion. So if you get the chance, check that out, and check out their other post about Sparta, which is Legion is actually a fork of Sparta. They're both really great tools for information gathering. So check that out. LatestHackingNews.com. I'm not sponsored, I just know them. But yeah, this is, I wonder if we can run, oh, that's so cool. So while this is up, if you hit Control-Alt-T, a command line terminal will pop up for you. That's pretty cool. I like that. I'm digging it. I can't wait to get started. Alright, well, I hope you guys had a great time. I hope you learned something. If you have any questions or issues getting this set up, hit me up in the comments, and I'll do my best to get get those issues addressed. Maybe point you in the right direction. Until then, peace out, nerds.